Wait, John, I'm confused. I thought this was the Rarity episode in season 1 that had a song in it. And no, I'm not thinking of Picture Perfect Pony. I thought there was a song in here.
No, not quite.
Oh, well, it's the Rarity episode that's good, which is all of them this season, right?
Except for Sonic Rainboom, which he kind of had a big role in that one too.
Oh God, that's right. Anyway. So continuing the trend of good season 1 episodes, we've got. I legit almost said Picture Perfect Pony.
That was a great video, though.
Yeah, I know.
Back when Jan Animations was making some good pony shit.
Yeah, back before this fandom got a little too bloated for its own good.
Mm.
But hey, we're still better. I still say we are still better than most fandoms.
Oh yeah, especially Steven Universe.
And trust me. I mean most. That's not hyperbole. I mean most fandoms.
Oh yeah, like in reality, like if you look at the shit that's going on between like the DCEU and the MCU when it comes to the general audience versus the hardcore fans, there's some big splitting divide there.
And
there's like a chasm.
The key to that is that arguably there's more hardcores on the DC side, but there's more casuals on the Marvel side. And the casuals will always be the majority. So and the thing with Friendship is Magic is that once upon a time, I at least praised it because casual and hardcore kind of seemed to go kind of hand in hand with the show, and everyone was kind of on a united front. Not after season 3.
Yeah.
People, I can't. It's been a long day. The point I'm trying to make is that another good episode. Let's recap it. So it starts off with, I'm the type of pony every pony should. No, this one starts off with John explaining the plot while I get my notes.
Or opening up TV tropes, whichever you prefer. Open him up in TV tropes or put it in Smash. I don't care.
I plead the 5th.
But it starts off with Rarity and Fluttershy in the spa, and they're just like doing all these little things, and they're doing a conversation while they're doing all these different things at the spa. And I have to say, Rarity is talking about photo finish stopping her, and she wants to take a look at and have Fluttershy be the model for it. However, the noises that are made in this episode are adorable, because with Fluttershy, when she gets a mud mask, like Rarity gets the full-on mud mask, and Fluttershy just gets little dips on her cheeks, which I find cute. And then Rarity's about to get her hooves chiseled, and
did you just say she's getting her hair chiseled?
Her hooves chiseled.
Oh, I thought you said her hair chiseled.
Yeah, she's about to get her hooves chiseled, and then I think it's either Owl or Lotus. I keep getting them mixed up. This is before they had the weird accents too, so they were just silent. But one of them comes up, and she's about to go to Fluttershy's hooves, and then you have that squee of Fluttershy smiling and blushing because she doesn't want her a cure.
Oh, and I almost forgot. Speaking of legendary moments from the show, I completely forgot. This is the episode that had Pinkie Pie popping out of nowhere, going forever.
And it's also the episode where Fluttershy screams really cutely.
Oh God, where she does the and then she goes to hit the vase, and then she like does this with the vase. She just goes.
And then I'm thinking of My Little Pony Friendship is no longer available in your country to a claim by Hasbro Inc. The YouTube poop, where it's just like she kicks it and then it falls over and a rupee comes out and she's just like, oh shit, I mean, I'm sorry.
God, you and I watched so many of those damn YouTube poops.
The one you kept showing me was Queer God Jin force feeds Obi-Wan his man saber.
Oh my god, dude! The best line in that whole thing. Anakin goes to blow up the Separatist ship, and that one dude goes, "Is that the support beam to the house?" God, that whole video is great. I still maintain that my favorite MLP PMV YTP UC is Sweetie Bot Made Punch for You.
Yeah.
Oh shit, America.
She's that girl. But yeah, going on with the episode.
Yeah.
So photo finish comes in the next day, and Rarity is trying to pose Fluttershy with a gown, and this is kind of where the whole thing with Spike and Rarity starts going somewhere outside of this like little hints. It's where she brings it, like Spike brings in Pinkie Pie and Twilight. Is like, I have a crush on Rarity, and I have to say,
20 episodes in and they dropped that drama bomb on us. Man, I don't know how we recovered.
Boom, mic drop. But I'm reminded of this scene in particular because in Ponies the Anthology, the original, it was that one thing where they're having where they have Spike singing Offspring.
Oh yeah.
You know, I know I'm being used.
Yeah.
That's okay because I like the abuse.
Oh yeah. Isn't that how that song goes?
Yes.
But one of my coworkers saw the Offspring on Friday. They still tour.
Wow, that's awesome.
Here's the weird part. It was an acoustic show.
Uh-huh.
So I'm just like, dun 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 dun. Gotta keep them separated. Just these like slow bluesy versions of these upbeat 90s pop punk songs. It's just
separated. Whoa.
There's a tambourine.
And speaking of, there are some bands that can do acoustic really well and some that just are shit at it.
Yes. In fact, I know exactly what you're talking about, and I didn't go to the show. I'm pissed I did, but Smash Mouth came to near my area recently, and they were doing an acoustic show.
Oh, damn. That would have been awesome.
Oh, dude, can you imagine just a freaking like bluesy version of Walking on the Sun? That would have been lit.
Mm-hmm.
Anyway,
back to the episode. So,
don't use that tone with me, boy.
Walk on home, boy. We're just making music references this entire time. But Fluttershy keeps doing things that Rarity's asking her to do. And Photo Finish doesn't want it. And so Fluttershy kind of cowers back. And Photo Finish likes that. Like seeing that.
Yeah, I know.
It's like, that's kind of interesting.
Photo Finish is German, but her tastes are Japanese in the sense that she likes shy moe chicks.
If Anna Wintour was a pony.
Because seriously, what she does is she doesn't even like, if you think about it, she doesn't make Fluttershy pretty. She makes Fluttershy cute.
Mm-hmm. And here's the thing. It would make sense in this particular aspect because Photo Finish as a character is based on Anna Wintour, who is the editor-in-chief of Vogue magazine. So she may not be taking the pictures, but she would know what to look for to get a look like that.
Truth.
So, so then it's the next day, and Rarity's like, okay, I'm ready to shine across equestrian. And Photo Finish is like, bitch, get the fuck out of here. It's Fluttershy's time.
She's like, She's like, Aus Wiedersehen, sweet, Aus Wiedersehen, you jabroni.
So I have to say, there is one little animation thing of where Rarity turns around, and for people who know the episode really well, you know what I'm talking about, where Fluttershy's in the background and she kind of turns from looking that way to kind of moving towards the camera, and it's just a really good animated movement of Rarity.
Oh, dude, I'm gifting it in my head. I know what you're talking about.
Yeah. So, excuse me.
Rarity is straight tripping now, son, because and you know what's funny? This almost feels like if they had marketed this episode as like a part 2 to the Art of the Dress episode, it would have made a lot of sense, especially because, you know, not only is the Fluttershy bit from that episode, you know, one of the more memorable parts, this episode directly coming after that episode, it just makes way too much sense. You know what I mean?
I know what you mean.
Because she has the whole, you know, oh, I'm gonna make these bomb ass dresses, and then she's like, I forget what was the moral of that last episode. The power comes within or something. And then in this episode,
yeah, it's like just because you're a lady doesn't make them weak because they can still use their wits.
I think so. All I know is that all I know is that in this episode, you know, because for the last like 3 couple episodes, more or less, they're really hyping up Rarity's aspirations, hopes, and dreams, and then this episode comes along and just donkey punches her dreams in the balls, and it just feels like they were building up to it. Maybe.
Yeah. So basically, here's what the rest of the episode is. Fluttershy becomes a model and hates it because she doesn't like the attention, and Rarity is jealous from this whole thing. Twilight, meanwhile, is what I really hate to be in any situation. The middleman.
Oh, and then there's Pinkie Pie.
There's Pinkie Pie, and she's just like, you better not fuck this up, Twilight. Girl, you better be that middleman. You better be that middleman.
And let me make something perfectly clear, okay? Pinkie Pie in this episode, I swear to God, it was designed to piss me off. I don't mean people. I mean somewhere at DHX or Lauren Faust, whoever, she's like, hey, check out the thick boy. He doesn't like characters like this, so let's write this. I despise characters, and I despise people in real life, okay, that are like, oh, you need to keep this a secret. You need to keep this secret. Okay, first off, what is a secret? Okay, a secret is not.
What is a man but a miserable little pile of secrets?
You know, a secret is like okay, say I'm friends with John. Well, I am, but anyway, say I'm friends with John, right? And I'm like, man, I'm not a big fan of John's beard. Oh, but I can't tell him that. That has to be kept a secret. That is not a secret. That's a personal opinion that you are keeping to yourself. Okay, not you not telling one friend, hey, your other friend over here stole your dream, but it was totally by accident. And then telling that friend that, hey, your other friend thinks you stole, I know you stole your friend's dream, but it was completely by accident. And I get that, so I'm going to relay that to her. That's not a secret.
Mm-hmm.
That's not even personal opinion. Those are facts.
The thing is, well, first of all, do you really do not like this beard? Or were you just hypothetical?
Am I pathetical, you jobber?
Okay.
Sorry, I got my dander up. Okay, and keeping a secret is if Fluttershy went in with somebody to try and sabotage Rarity's career, And then Pinkie Pie's like, "Oh, you can't say anything because then you have to keep the secret because it'll crush so and so involved or whatever like that." That'd still be stupid and that still make me mad, but it would have been more sense. Pinkie Pie was literally an act of censorship.
Mm-hmm. And I'll tell you this.
And Twilight should know better. I know she's
Okay.
learning still, but she should know.
Now, here's the thing. With this sort of thing, like you were talking about, I agree with you. Secrets should only come when it's like hiding a gift from someone because they're going to be getting a gift later. That's the only thing.
Yeah. Or say I don't know, say someone knocked up one of my girlfriends. That's a secret.
Mm-hmm.
You know? Or I don't know, like Katie was supposed to or like Katie was supposed to marry Brian or something. That's a secret.
Mm-hmm.
A secret isn't, hey, don't tell the truth.
Mm-hmm.
A secret is not don't tell the truth. A secret is don't expose this lie. And there were no lies involved in this. It was miscommunications and misconceptions. And there's someone out there that's like, yo, fam, high key, I think you're overthinking this pony show. A, we overthink this show in a casual manner. And B, this is just this is basic stuff. It to me, this episode, some people, sometimes episodes are made in a way, characters are made in a way to get something over. This episode, to me, was designed to get Pinkie Pie over as a meme. The whole point of this episode was because, granted, they didn't know about the bronies yet. They just thought, okay, let's have her do this thing, and I don't know, maybe the kids will like it, and we can make a T-shirt out of it.
Mm-hmm. So I guess, yeah, that kind of pent up as well, huh?
It's so it doesn't matter. It's just things like that bug me, but that's part of Lauren Faust's writing. She goes for more of like the her writing style for comedy. It's not so much cynical, but her and Craig McCracken's style of writing is that, oh, for comedy, let's make somebody annoying and then let's temporarily make someone a complete idiot. It's in Powerpuff Girls. It's in every show Craig McCracken ever touched.
It's in
God knows.
It's in Foster's Home for Imaginary Friends. That one imaginary friend that gets away with fucking everything because, oh, he's too sweet and innocent to do that. No, fuck you.
And Grant, Lauren Faust was even like, yeah, that episode was lame. But that doesn't change the fact. Do you know how long it takes for a cartoon episode to get made? You got to write the thing, proofread the thing. Someone has to beta read the thing. You have to do a cast reading with the thing. You got to rewrite parts of the thing. Then you got to animate it. Then you got to storyboard it. Then you got to animate it. Then you got to, and then between all that, you have to voice act it. They had like 4 months to sit on episodes like this and just think, hey, maybe we should treat the audience's comedic intellect with just a tiny bit more of intelligence. But no,
again,
let's just have Pinkie Pie meme all over the place. Let's just have Cheese Sandwich. That wasn't the character you were talking about's name, but still, let's just have Cheese Sandwich just freaking tart it up all over the place for 20 minutes and then boom, comedy. I'm a hypocrite though because Cheese Sandwich is hilarious.
The only thing that I would say when it comes to this kind of situation, the only thing I can think of them thinking maybe this is a bad idea, but they couldn't go back on it because it was too far into production.
That's also true too. And hey, things happen. You win some, you lose some. The point I'm trying to make is that
after like 6 fucking minutes.
The point I'm trying to make is that Secret's bad and Pinkie Pie in this episode bad. There, I Neanderthaled it.
So there's a couple things. With Fluttershy screaming. I'm so mad I could just scream. Feel better? No. Well, you should have screamed louder. Then again, when I scream, it doesn't make anything better.
Granted.
Just makes me more fucking, like, pissed off. And, you know, kicking something, definitely. Like, if I break something, I'm just like, yeah, break stuff. Lid biscuit. But I have to say, the other thing with this episode is, let's skip a little bit ahead to when Twilight tries to fuck up Fluttershy's show. And Rarity comes in and says, bravo. That right there shows me that Rarity is a very three-dimensional character at this point in the series. Because even though, despite her jealousy, she can still support her friend because she can't say how much this is, this would be damaging her reputation.
Oh yeah, I mean, she's definitely. I'm going through the cast in my head, and except maybe Applejack and potentially Twilight, no one else would have done that. Actually, you know what? Funnily enough, Fluttershy probably would have, but it's especially Rainbow Dash, wouldn't have done that. So I mean, you almost wonder if they subconsciously knew they wanted to start out with Rarity being flat and then develop her as the season goes on.
Mm-hmm.
It feels that way.
Yeah, I know what you mean.
Because I don't know what it was. I don't know what it is. But for some reason, and they cut corners a few times, but for the most part, it's like whenever you work on this show, it just magically inspires all the people contributing to just like give it their all and do their best and put in a lot of effort. Because even my opinions on the bad episodes, I can at least say that the animation looked nice and and the music was good, and some of the jokes didn't want to make me pull out my own eardrums, but I don't know what it is. This show just makes people try.
Yeah, I love
it. I love it for it.
So basically, it gets resolved with them just saying their true feelings to each other instead of one Twilight having to say one or the other. And I gotta say, her frustration this episode was funny as hell.
It was funny, but
I get what you mean about it being like kind of difficult to swallow.
Yeah, I don't know. Pinkie Pie popping in at the end and going like, "And you were doing so well." That was a little funny.
Especially because she's in the mirror.
Yeah, so that was at least good. But anyway, what would you rate this episode?
I give this an 8. There are some minor things that are kind of meh, especially what you were talking about with Pinkie Pie. But other than that, pretty solid episode.
I'd give it a 7.5 because like. And this is my own fault because I was comparing it to all the other Rarity episodes, but it's better. It's above average, I will say that.
Yeah. So
Photo Finish is a meme daddy, so that's great.
Now I want to see what is next week because
if I remember correctly, it is over a barrel.
You're right. It is over a barrel.
That'll be.
Oh boy.
That'll be. What was that song? What was that old song? I'ma be. I heard that all the time in middle and high school, but now I don't hear it anymore.
The only thing I could think of is X gonna give it to you, and I know that's not what it is.
X will give it to you. He gonna give when you stay up for nothing. I can't. I'm not allowed to repeat DMX songs.
So,
A lot of
yeah,
N-bombs.
Over a Barrel, the second Dave Polsky episode.
Orale. So remind me, this is an Applejack episode, right? Is this not the one where she goes through sleep dep? No, that was earlier. Is this not the one where she crap, what was this? I actually
she has to we meet Brayburn and it's the Buffalo versus
oh,
the
that's
Settlers.
right. The Yowie Yummy Beefcake.
Yep.
Ayapalooza. Oh, I'll have a better one next time. But speaking of next time, John, what's in store for the show?
Well, April 6th, this Saturday, is when season 9
debuts. And the premiere is called The Beginning of the End because this show is determined to make me cry for 24 weeks straight.
Mm-hmm. And yeah, it's gonna be hard. It really is. It's gonna be crazy to see what goes on. So, for right now, this first week we should be okay for just doing whenever we can get to it. But I know in the future there's gonna be times where we may not get to it right away because my new work schedule is going to be a rotating schedule. So it's going to have to be like if I'm on a day off or where I have a day off next sort of thing.
Yeah, I mean, realistically, it's not going to be like impossible or nothing to coordinate, but there's definitely going to be some a lot of what's the word? Sporadicy? No, not sporadicy, because we're still going to get to them within 6 days of them coming out. That much is guaranteed. At least I'm pretty sure. But so here's the situation with the premiere, everybody. Sunday? Well, Saturday I'm away. Sunday I have an extremely long day because once upon a time back in November, I was going to an orchestra celebrating the history of Metal Gear. Well, they moved it out to April and Saturday, and that Saturday. The Sunday after that, the next day, is not only WrestleMania, it is also my dad's birthday because apparently Vince McMahon likes my dad. And so I'm driving home from my orchestra that gets out at like 11 to come back home to try to make a 10 a.m. tea time at a golf place and make it back in time for WrestleMania. And a golfing thing takes like 4 hours. So like, I told John I will try to make some time on Sunday, but I'll be so tired. I'll be so dead. Monday, and then so basically, if you don't get it Sunday, you'll get it Tuesday. That's what I'm trying to say here.
Yeah. So this is going to be the end of old reviews. For right now, we're going to be switching over again to season 9. And then after season 9 ends and we do our retrospective for that, we'll do as much as we can to catch up on all the rest of the seasons, do those. And then what I'd like to do before Gen 5 is a final giant retrospective.
Yeah.
On the entire show as a whole.
Yeah, John's mentioned that several times, and I think it's a great idea. And like, this is gonna sound really weird, especially because of how small we are. But like, in my mind, the way I look at it is that this is gonna sound real pretentious, but in a way, to me, in my head, when we do that, it'll at least for us be like, we're writing we're writing the last chapter of MLP, at least in our lives for sure, of seeds of Gen 4. I mean. So we'll be able to do that, and have a toast and a good cry as Gen 5 rolls around. So that's the idea, at least. If anything changes, we'll come up. For the show we do next, well, I was going to suggest to John that we do Skinamax softcore porn series, but I don't know if John would be okay with that.
Yeah, I don't know. So, but yeah. So we're going to see you next time for season 9, the beginning of the end. That's it from me, John.
And me, Snakeskin.
And we'll talk to you guys later. Peace out, Dragon.
Adios.